Okay, this is video 7 of the Lumion course, and we are reviewing these buttons here. So let's say I select all identical objects. I have a few more options here. One of them is to randomize position. I hardly ever use that one. If we want to undo that, we can go here and click undo. Here's randomize rotation. I do use this often. The reason that I use this often is because if we have an array of models and they're all the same plant and they're all rotated the same way, then that looks very unrealistic. So we need some variety. So we can randomize rotation. We also randomize size. And then randomizing size gives us this slider. This slider is saying how much randomness do you want in the size? Do you want 50% difference between these two, or do you want like 7% difference? So that's what this slider is. Resetting it just places them where they originally were. I think that the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. This one, though, conformed landscape, I'll review that one with some grass. So let's place some grass models. So we're going to go to the nature category and go to our grass subcategory. I'm going to go to the tab 2 to find this one. I'm going to paint these on. So in our paint tool, we can adjust how dense we want our models to be. I'm going to paint these on here. I'm going to check OK. Now, if we go look at these, you can see that they're kind of floating, right? They're all horizontally placed onto our ground, which is sloping. And so some of these grasses are above our ground. So let's select all of them. I'm going to select one and then go to my button up here, select all identical objects. Then I'm going to go to my move up tool and move them above the ground. Now I'm going to say conform to landscape. Now what that does is it places the model in a sloped direction according to how my ground is sloping. So that's what conform to landscape does. Now I changed my mind and I don't want any of these in my model, so I'm going to select one and select all identical objects. I'm going to go and delete them. Okay, so I feel like that's a fairly good review of models. Let's actually review this rotate option really quickly. So I'm going to select this tree. I can rotate its heading, which is just going to rotate it as you would think. But then there's also the pitch and bank. So the pitch is going to rotate it that way, and the bank is going to rotate it that way. So there's 3 different directions of rotation. And when we scale, that's pretty self-explanatory. However, it's really hard to control how much you want to scale if you're just sliding this. So what you can do is hold down Shift and slowly scroll now. So now you have more control. Again, that's Shift. You hold Shift, or you click, you hold Shift, and